Hey, what's up, Agents for Life? This is podcast number 205, and I'm glad you're here. I really am. Those of you that listen weekly, I appreciate you tuning in. This business is an endless supply of information, and if you're new, you need to plug into some podcast, and I hope it's this one and several others. Driving down the road, you can turn that into a university on wheels, right? So turn off the radio, turn on education, keep yourself going. You're going to learn new strategies. You're going to learn new little nuggets that you can use just to better yourself 1% at a time. And over the months and over years of consistently chipping away at it, guess what? You become a great agent. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm working for. And I use this podcast weekly to send along tips and things that I learn. And we are doing this in video format now. So if you're watching on YouTube, hello. I'm not very used to this. I'm just starting on the video stuff. But I figured if I'm recording this anyways, I might as well get it out on multiple channels. So if you're tuning in on a regular podcast channel, just stay where you are. But for those who want, of course, YouTube is now an option. So anyways, just one quick announcement before I jump into training. National Training Convention, February 2nd and 3rd. You've heard me talk about this. You're going to hear me talk about it, not just today, but another time in the future, several more times. Why? Because it's that important. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, press pause, go into the link. It's going to be in the notes. Go in the link, click on, grab your ticket. Okay. Very, very important that you attend. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're looking at that and going, hey, I don't live near Raleigh. I'd have to get airfare. I'd have to get a hotel. I'm broke. Maybe I can't afford to go, whatever. Okay. That's 4 months away. All right. Make a commitment. Go sell some policies. Take a leap of faith. Reach out to me. Let me know. I need to make $1,000 so I can go or whatever. Let's go write 2 policies and get you your $1,000. I will gladly help and take under my wing anybody who needs some money selling some life insurance so that they can attend. If they first make that commitment with that leap of faith saying, I've got my ticket, let's go make this happen. All right. Everybody needs to be there. These are life-changing weekends. This is a Friday and a Saturday, and every top agent is going to be there from across the nation. We all come together. It's training, networking, and I can't even tell you what else is going to be. They're feeding us. The carriers are there. The top owners of Equus are all going to be the founders. You get to meet people. You network. You're going to learn so much. You're going to walk away with so much knowledge and education that would absolutely change your business. So I'm looking forward to meeting you all too. I want you all there so I can meet you and we can hang out and we can strategize and plan and talk about our futures and where we're going and dream build a little bit and all that fun stuff. So that's all happening in Raleigh, North Carolina, National Convention, February 2nd and 3rd. Click on the link, grab your ticket. It's free, no cost. They're feeding us, but got to get yourself there. So quick plug for that. And then weekly the trainings. If you're not on those calls, you need to be Monday mornings and Friday mornings, a team call. Okay. Mondays, let's see. Monday is coaching. No, Monday is training. Friday is coaching. Okay. But we do a little bit of both on both. So these are group calls. These are Valdez calls, and they're twice a week, and it's 10 o'clock Eastern time. Now we're about to go into daylight savings, so it might change a little bit, but right now it's 10 o'clock. If all the announcements, everything is in the team Telegram chat room. So get in there. If you're not in there, you need to speak up, raise your hand, because that's where we communicate. And that's those calls are where you're going to get fed little nuggets every single week to help better yourself. Little tidbits on running your business. I've got a training coming up on door knocking. We covered phone scripts. We cover tonality. We cover reaching out to people. We cover lead strategies, all kinds of topics. The coaching call is where you get to raise your hand, come into the spotlight, and ask whatever question you want. And you're in front of all the managers, and somebody's got an answer for you. So come into those and make good use of them. Keeping yourself as a quiet, shy, secret agent is not going to do you any service or any favors. I promise you. You want to speak up. So that's it for announcements. Really quick on jumping into the training. I wanted to do an overview of the appointment, I call them the 5 hurdles that you have to get through before you close the sale. And I've gotten some people asking about this. We've got a lot of new agents on the team wondering about running appointments. So this is a really quick overview on you can apply these principles to any appointment. Okay. It can be ethos. It can be the new lead center leads. These can be reviews. This can be applied to mortgage protection, final expense, doesn't matter. Okay. We're not talking specifics on this training. I'm talking general, because you can fill in specifics once you understand how an appointment is supposed to go. Because you have to lead somebody down a journey step by step, small steps at a time. And if you can get them across those small steps, when it comes time to ask for the sale, it's a very small step because you've brought them up along the way. Does that make sense? So you start out here. The sale is clear out here. It's clear up here. Okay. If you're listening to this, you see my hands are very far apart right now. So the sale is down here. That's when that's the appointment starts out down here. The sale happens up here. So we have to bring them up, right? A lot of agents, they skip from here to the sale too soon. And that's a big jump for the client to make. And then they have all kinds of objections and they're like, I don't know. I want to think about it. Let's get, send me the quotes. I'll give this some thought over the weekend. Those are all reasons to just kick this off down the road. If you can bring them along on your journey through the appointment from here up to here, now when you ask for the sale, it's just boom, the rest of the way. So this is what it is. Number one, this is hurdle number one, trust. Okay, you got to build trust. If you're virtual, you've got to share your credentials. If you're face-to-face, you need that lanyard around your neck. You want to connect with them. You want to look for something that would build that relationship. But trust is really built not only at the beginning by just establishing rapport and showing your credentials, but also throughout the appointment. I build trust by educating clients. So they ask questions, I give them answers, I give them education. And then I ask questions. I ask a lot of questions on my appointments. I want to understand hurdle number two, what their need is. What is your need? Why are we even talking? Right? You have a million things you could be doing with your time, but right now in this minute, you're on Zoom or you're sitting across a table or you're on the phone and we are talking about life insurance. Why? What is it about? What is it that you need that I might be able to help you out with? Okay. That's hurdle number two. You have to establish that in the appointment. On the appointment form, we're looking at probably it's called the financial needs analysis. Okay. Very important to establish that need. Okay. Not only the need, and these kind of go hand in hand, but hurdle number three is want. See that W? See how I did that? Hurdle number two is the need. Maybe that's an N. I don't know. And maybe this is a W for want. So you can remember number two and number three kind of go together. You got to establish the need, but they also have to want this coverage. So that discussion all goes together as you're building that, as you're identifying the pain and really helping them see the need. Like, what happens if I don't get this? And then what happens if I do get this? Those are the questions that your prospects should be getting answers to in their head. So if I don't get this and I pass away tomorrow, what happens to my family? What happens to my home? What happens to my, the costs that my kids will bear, having to take care of, whatever I leave behind, debts or whatever. So what happens if I don't get this? What happens if I do get this? Okay. They have to need it and they also have to want it. And that comes in that discussion. Hurdle number four. Okay. I don't have a trick for this one. It's just 4 fingers, but hurdle number 4 is urgency. Okay, urgency. So we know we need it. We know we want it. What is the timeline? I always like to ask prospects, now, what is your timeline for getting something like this? And I have a brief discussion about the urgency of getting it sooner than later. And here's where I go in. This is very, very important. A lot of people think that if they start signing up for a policy, that's it. And they're getting it and it's done and they have to pay a check today or tomorrow. And they're not quite ready to make that jump yet. So I let them know a couple of things. First of all, I don't know anybody that's getting younger. So life insurance only matters at the moment that you apply. Your eligibility for getting life insurance only matters the moment you're applying. That's it. How's your health as of right now? What does that mean? What that means is if you wait a week and your health changes, it doesn't matter how healthy you were today. If you put this off and your health changes, you won't qualify, even though right now you do qualify. So it only matters if you qualify right now. Okay. So there's a built-in urgency to what we do. We don't have to make any of this up. A car salesman might have to make something up to try and get you to buy today. But life insurance, nobody's getting younger and very few people are getting healthier. As you age, you only get older. That's a guarantee. And you usually get less and less healthy. So what does that mean? It only gets harder and harder to qualify, and it only gets more and more expensive as you wait. Next year, I tell people, if you don't like prices today, just wait a year or two. And these prices today will look really good, right? Super true. So urgency is getting them to feel the need to, I need to get something started. So here's what I say. I'll say, you know what? Start with something small. We can always get more later. What we can't do, we can never go back in time and get what you could qualify for while you had the chance. That we can't do. What you can do is get something small and replace it later, add to it later. You can always change your options down the road. You can adjust your policy. Once you're approved, you can do things with that, but you can't go back in time and get what you could have qualified for. So let's back it off till we find a comfortable price. Let's get something for now, because you're not getting any younger and you're not getting any healthier. And let's get something for now. And then we'll readjust. We'll take a look at this again next year. Not only that, but we have to get you approved. I'm not a final decision maker. Okay. I'm not the final underwriter. I'm just the field underwriter, right? The lowly field underwriter. That's all I am. I wish I had the final decision, but what we have to do is submit it. It looks good. Everything looks good, but I have to submit it and for final underwriting. So what does that mean? They're going to take several days. So while you're thinking about which price is going to be best, let's pick a small one. Let's get this started. You can be thinking about things while we're getting your underwriting going. And then if it's approved, it will start on the date you put on the application. So if you want it to start 30 days from now, buy yourself a little time to make room in your budget, whatever, at least you're starting the process today. So we really want to build that urgency for them. That's hurdle number 4. Hurdle number 5 is budget. Okay. And you notice hurdle number 5, the budget, is the last one on purpose. Now, here's one of the biggest mistakes that new agents make is they skim through hurdles number 1 through 4 and they go right to the budget. They go right to price quote. Right? Let's pull out those price calculators. Why? Because as soon as we approve a price, we get to start writing an application. So a new agent thinks of price as soon as I get that out, I get to start an application. Why do I want an application? Because if I can get one approved, I can get paid, right? All true, all good. But you know what? Slow down. Slow down. We only go to the budget and pricing, hurdle number 5. We only go to hurdle number 5 if we've crossed hurdles number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, if you're on a hurdle team, I've never done hurdles before in my life, but I can't imagine hurdle number 5 on the track is any good if you can't get past hurdle number 1 or hurdle number 2, right? You got to jump over those first ones to get to the 5th one. So same thing here. Let's be very careful. Let's slow down. Let's be intentional in our appointments, and let's establish trust, need, want, urgency. Okay, in that order: trust, need, want, urgency. And then we look at the budget and the pricing and we pick one. And if you do that, you elevate them close to that level of where that commitment is. And that final say where they're just, yes, that final decision where they just want to make a decision and go store. That's a small jump instead of a big one. Because if you skip over them too early, they have to make a huge jump to get up to that yes. So I hope that's helpful. Use that in your next meeting. Again, these are not exact tactics on how to do a mortgage protection sale or how to talk to a young person or whatever. These are principles that can be applied in any appointment, regardless of what type of appointment it is. If you can establish trust and need and want, and then the urgency, and finally, last but not least, the budget. If you do a really good job on those first 4 hurdles, flowing right into the application is going to be the next natural step in the process. So hopefully that's helpful to you. Put some of that into practice this week. Keep listening, plug into education all the time, show up on our team calls, and mostly go get your ticket for conference in February. And I will see you there. Have an awesome week and take care. Bye.